Hey guys, what's up? It's Tyron here. First things first, do you like the new shades? I like them. I think they're pretty fancy. Got them recently. Anyway, moving off of that, here at the shops, thought I'd start off this video here. Came here to get a quick few things for the house. Need a few things for my computer because I recently upgraded my graphics card. And so we're going to go and take the small one out, put the big one in. And I probably need 1 or 2 cables. So I'm just swung to the shops now to go grab those. And some other items that I might need for another project. So let's see how that goes. You'll probably know what that project is because it's the title of this video. Anyway, let me climb out. Let me go do that. I'll see you just now.
A few moments later.
Okay, so that's a disappointment. Went there, had a look. They don't have anything that I need for the new card that I have. They don't have the adapters or cables that I need. And they don't have the other stuff that I need for this other project. But fortunately, because of the magic of editing, I'm going to go home and order the parts, wait for them to arrive, and when they do arrive, I'll continue this video. So you don't have to wait, I gotta wait. You just gotta keep watching, and then you'll okay, just keep watching.
One eternity later.
Okay, so we are back again. The package has finally arrived. It's been a couple of weeks, but we're gonna open this up really quickly with this trusty knife. I'll show you what I grabbed inside, and then I can explain to you what this video is about when we're talking about reviving Alfred. So let me open this up and I'll show you what's inside. Okay, so what was in the box? Item 1, which is a DVI-D video cable. Very easy. I just didn't have one of these, and like I said in my video earlier, I've upgraded my graphics card. The graphics card I was using previously, I had HDMI and I had VGA. And now with the upgrade, I can't use the VGA cable. I have to use a DVI-D cable. So I've been using this as my main screen for now for a little while, and I have now to wait so that I can get this guy up and running, which is my second screen. That second screen right there is been sitting there not doing anything, and it's been a hard time without it. I'm so used to using 2 screens. I'm happy to get that video cable now. So the other item, which is the one that we're really after, is this D-Link network card. So the network card gets plugged into Alfred. Reviving Alfred, the name of this video. Alfred is my little server that I have here at the house, and I'll show you what he looks like in a second. But the card inside of it has died, and so we were waiting for this guy to arrive so then I can make this video of reviving him and explaining to you guys how I use him. So let's jump to a quick view of Alfred. Okay, so here we go. Down here, let me introduce you to Alfred. Alfred is an HP N54L micro server. Inside of here, we've got a couple of hard drives. We're going to place the network card in here, and I'll explain to you guys what we use him for in a second. Also, Call of Duty guy. Hello. Okay, so I've just taken him, put him on top of the table instead of down there. I open him up over here. You can see hard drives and stuff. We'll explain that as we jump into the next section. All I need to do right now, unscrew something at the back, put that new network card in, and then we can try and get him up and running again. Here's my screwdriver. Okay, found the screwdriver. I'm not going to explain what I'm doing here as I do it. I'm just going to go ahead and unscrew and move parts around that need to be moved around. So cue voiceover Tyron, I guess. Voiceover Tyron over here, just to tell you very quickly what I'm doing now is I'm going to open up the back here and unscrew this network card. It's in here. This is the one that's blown. What I like about this microserver, it's actually super easy to work in. So there's 2 screws at the bottom, and that just holds the motherboard in place. At the top here, you can see I've got some hard drive slots. Not all of those are populated, but I like that it's very easy to actually pop in and out here. Pulling out the power supply cable, pulling out some solder cables, motherboard slides right out, and we can get to our network card. Let me just jump in here quickly. The reason this was important, and as you'll see as we go along, this little penguin over here is why I couldn't buy it from the last place that we went to in the earlier part of this video. I needed it to be Linux compatible. Now the fun part of trying to connect everything back in. Okay, there we go. New card's been installed. We're just going to go and plug this into the network, which might be the next challenge because I don't know where I'm going to put it. Let's go see. Okay, so you might be asking, why don't you just take Alfred where he was, put him back, plug in the network cable, and off you go? Well, unfortunately, we've moved. And in this room, I had Alfred plugged in using this little guy, which is just Wi-Fi, and obviously that wasn't good enough. So when we moved, I networked this room myself. I only brought in one cable, which obviously goes to the PC. I am not going to climb into this roof to run another cable. That took me 3.5 hours the last time. I'm not doing it again. So what am I going to do? I've got this guy over here, which is just a normal router, and I'm hoping plugging into the Ethernet ports rather than just the WAN that I might be able to get going. So what I'll do is I'm going to take this cable out of him, plug one in here, take two cables, and then split the connection to these guys and see if that works. If not, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so we've got the TP link plugged in, the blue cable coming in, gray cable going out over there. We've got some lights over there, which is good. We've got Alfred on, blue cable plugged in. We've got this screen. So let me see what I can do and get it working. Okay, long story. We've obviously pulled him out and brought him over here because it wasn't working the first time. But you can see we've got a couple of blue lights, so that's positive. And then this blue cable here, I think I'm going to have to redo the RJ45 on the back of that because it's not working, but we've got the equipment for that, so I can do it. It needs a little bit of wiggling, which means there's obviously a loose connection that needs to just be re-terminated to work. And then I was being a dumpty because then I was trying to plug in on this side over here with my just the LAN portion, and that's not going to work. So the blue cable goes into WAN, and then I've obviously got this Ethernet cable going into the LAN side. Lots of blah 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 networking stuff. The short of it, pushed everything in, reconnect everything again, and what do we have here? We've got it. There's the network cable. There's some replies coming back from Google. So what am I saying? It's alive. It's alive. Welcome back, Alfred. Okay, so new shirt, new day. Server took a lot longer than I expected to actually do a couple of updates. We moved 2-3 operating versions up in terms of Ubuntu, and so that's all done. There's a couple of little niches there that I need to fix, but that'll be fine. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to take this chap, we're going to actually move him, because this type of setup now, the way that it's working gets me internet, but the rest of the network can't see it because I'm basically creating a separate network here in my current network. Again, complicated networking stuff. But what we're going to do is we're going to take him, pick him up, we're going to move him to here. Now, obviously you can see it's plugged in to the main part of the network. Now this is, if you think where that blue cable was earlier, that goes up into the ceiling over there. Everything comes down. This is kind of a terminating point. Reason I didn't want to do that, it looks a little messy. I actually want to tidy this up. It's okay for now, but I want to put some shelves in and make this decent. So, bringing this here kind of just makes it a little bit more difficult when we need to clean it up. But hey, if Alfred works here, that's where Alfred's going to sit. So there we go, switched on. You can see she's humming away. That light over there is for the gray cable going into the back of him, and it's blinking, so we're good. He's on, he's doing his thing. We can then jump into some GUI and I can show you exactly what we use him for. Okay, it's another day, and we're back. We're back in the study. And so is Alfred. Now, I've had to bring Alfred back in here for another complication. Unfortunately, I cannot remotely connect to this device from that side of the house because it doesn't have a video card that renders over VNC or TeamViewer or any other remote accessing programs. So, what we've done over there is a little MikroTik that I've managed to get my hands on. That MikroTik does exactly what I thought the TP-Link would do, and I've enabled that into bridge mode, which means take the mouse, click on the TeamViewer. Hey, there we go. Okay, let's look at this, and now I can explain to you. Finally, why I have Alfred.
So here we are on my Ubuntu box that we call Alfred. And now that it's all set up, everything's up to date, let me show you some of the reasons we keep him around. So, put up the files in this box, you'll see there's a couple of shared drives. And primarily one of the reasons we do this is that I can share things like Windows installers. So if anyone needs to get in my house, needs to be able to get to the stuff, they can grab it from here. And I try and keep these things sorted. Alfred's been off for quite a while, so it needs a bit of cleanup. And we'll get to that at some time offline. And over here we've got Nest. Now Nest is basically the media share for the house. This is where we keep all the fancies. All the movies, series, pictures, music, that kind of stuff is all stored here. So if you look into the music, there's stuff there. Go into the series, there's stuff there. There's stuff in my movies folder. Now, all of this stuff is stuff that I've taken and I've got the physical version of. So let me show you that quickly. When I talk about physical, I'm talking about this.
So here's a prime example. This is a box of all my physical media. If I open it up, you can start to see we've got movies, and we've got some games, and we've got some music. Hey, prime circle, that's some good South African stuff right there. Anyway, mixed box, should I say, of items in here. But the idea is we take the entertainment media, we move that, we store it on Alfred, and then we can get to it from all over the network. And in this box, we either pack away, or what will most likely happen is it'll get put up here. All the stuff will get packed up into the bookshelf that's normally behind me. Because if you remember, wait, let me show you. I've actually done a video about this. It's somewhere on the channel. You can click on the poppy up thing to check it out. But we put this little Android TV box here, which makes my TV smart, and we watch everything on here. The problem is there's no way to watch DVDs now. So we use this box to access the media on here.
I'll take Alfred a little bit further by running something else. If I go into my applications here, I can show you. I've got Plex running. Now Plex is basically a intelligent media service. It takes all the stuff that we've ripped onto and saved on here. And I've got it open over here, so I'll show you that once it loads. And on here you'll see all the things that are currently on here, but what it does is it gives you nice metadata. So this hosts the stuff, and this is a place where I can manage it. Let me just jump over to my Windows, and then I can show you what it looks like from that side. Okay, so here we are on my Windows desktop, and we've got Plex here at the bottom. So I'm going to fire it up, and here you can see some of the movies I've already started trying to sort out. You can see here on the left I've got some categories, so anime, movies, TV series. It throws those in according to the library that I set up. This is not a Plex setup video. There's a couple of those out there. But if you really want one, put it in the subscription. I'll do a setup for you guys. Web shows, podcasts are something that's a little bit new that I haven't really checked out. But from what I can tell, you basically can subscribe to certain podcasts and it will bring them into you over here to watch. Now, let's look at this as an example. So I mentioned metadata. Let's talk about metadata quickly. So here's a movie called Please Subscribe. Hint, hint. Please subscribe. You click on it. It's got a nice image. It gives you a whole bunch of data about it. So when the movie was made, the cost, and a brief description. Now, if you click on the play button, what do you know? It starts to play. Now I'm going to jump a little bit into the middle of this thing, about here.
Be a guy who wants to say something.
Okay, cool story. I'm going to stop it. And I'm going to go ahead and close it. And I'm going to go back here. And now I'm just going to jump over to my other camera so I can show you the other really cool thing about Plex.
Okay, so here we are at the TV with the little box, and we're going to just jump into Plex. This is already installed on here. So I'm going to click on, goes down to the movie section. And then if we look over here, the movie that we were looking at, Please Subscribe, hint, hint. If I click the play button, it asks me, do I want to resume? Obviously, I'm going to click yes. And where we were previously,
submitting content to YouTube is instantaneous.
Is where it carries on. So the really cool functionality is that we can jump between devices. Where we were in the movie, it remembers, and we can continue from there to watch and enjoy what we're watching. Okay, back to Alfred.
just to summarize, I'm not going to make this too much longer because thank you guys for watching. If you have and you've enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you haven't and you're still here, be honest, tell me why. I want to learn. I want to get better at making these videos. So let me just show you some other cool things that I actually do use Alfred for. So I've got a quick shortcut here that I'm just going to copy to run it in my terminal. This is actually a very practical example. I want to be able to learn Linux, right? So Linux is a powerful operating system. It's free, so I could throw Ubuntu onto my server. I don't have to pay any licensing costs to be able to use this, unlike Windows. And I want to be able to learn how to use this better. So that's one of the things that I'm doing here, is I'm trying to learn, trying to understand. So that's purposely chose Ubuntu so that it gives me a place to actually learn the Linux operating system. And yeah, that's kind of point 2. On a side note, one of the things that I'm trying to do, I might want to pursue a Linux certification. But hey, anyway, moving on. So here we are in a terminal. I'm just going to paste this. And all I'm doing here is I'm changing directories to amps, typing in my password. Guys, I've got a new keyboard. We give the clicking. And will it run? It has been a long time. I'm seeing some invalids, so that's concerning. I might need to rebuild this.
2 hours later.
Okay, so this actually kind of proves at least point 2, which is that I use it to learn Linux. I've gone ahead, tried to uninstall it, then I've gone and downloaded a new version, ran the install, but as you can see, there's something going buggy here. Did the expansions, unpacked the files, but it is still kind of bugging out, and this is where it's supposed to appear here, so there's something going on with the GUI. I'm going to have to fix that. I'm not going to do that now. It's a bit of troubleshooting, but it points. My second point of learning Linux is a good example. This is me trying to figure things out. I'm not going to do it now, like I said. I'll do that kind of offline and get it working. But what is AMPS? Just as an explanation, this little icon here, AMPS is basically a method that is used to do web development. This is my server where I host some web dev that I do every once in a while. And I do the dev work on here, and I can check it on my different devices, but it hosts servers, basically. Internal servers, things that you guys never have seen. It's some projects that I've had here and there. But yeah, that's what it gets used for. Well, big 3 reasons why we had to revive Alfred, so that we can host our media and do some backups. I can actually use him to practice my Ubuntu for my Linux stuff, and I can do some web dev work every once in a while. So those are the 3 reasons. I just wanted to say thanks for watching this video. If you've made it all the way to the end, hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you've enjoyed this, if you've got questions, let's chat about that. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. I do all types of random content, and this is just one of them. And I will see you guys in another video sometime soon. Live long and rock on. Oh, by the way, new keyboard, check this out. Woo! Pretty, very nice.